The story begins deep in the Amazon rainforest, where a legendary tree known as the Tears of the Moon was hidden. A single blossom from this mystical tree was said to cure any disease, heal any wound, and even break powerful curses. For centuries, countless explorers searched for it, but the jungle claimed almost all of them. One of those explorers was Aguirre, who entered the Amazon with his men, determined to find the tree. But as his crew was wiped out one by one, he was left badly wounded. A hidden tribe, the Guardians of the Moon Tears tree, rescued him and healed him with one of its magical blossoms. While recovering, Aguirre noticed the arrowhead, a sacred stone that revealed the path to the tree. When the Guardians refused to give it to him, he slaughtered them all. In return, the jungle cursed Aguirre and his surviving men, trapping them there forever, unable to truly live, yet unable to die. The story then jumps to London in 1916, where Dr. Lily Houghton and her brother McGregor are trying to obtain the arrowhead so they can find the Moon Tears tree and use its healing power to cure diseases. After historians refuse to help, Lily steals the artifact herself. At the same time, Prince Joachim arrives hoping to claim it, but Lily escapes with the arrowhead after tricking him with an empty box and jumping onto a passing bus with McGregor. Soon, the siblings leave for the Amazon. There, we're introduced to Frank Wolf, a clever riverboat captain who entertains tourists with fake tribal attacks staged by his own friends to earn extra money. Later, Frank's creditor Nilo demands his unpaid debt and confiscates his boat's engine. While Frank sneaks in to steal it back, Lily mistakes him for Nilo and asks him to take her to Lágrimas de Cristal. Frank warns her to stay away from that place, but changes his expression the moment he notices the arrowhead hanging around her neck. Before they can continue talking, a jaguar attacks McGregor. Frank quickly saves him, and Lily hires Frank as their guide. Frank steals back his boat's engine, and together with his loyal pet jaguar, Proxima, they prepare to leave. But before they can sail, Lily is kidnapped by smugglers. She escapes by picking the lock on her cage. Frank fights off the gang and rescues Lily. As she tries to reach the boat, she slips and falls onto a riverside platform. Thinking fast, Frank brings the boat alongside the platform, pulls Lily aboard, and they make their escape before anyone can catch them. Meanwhile, Prince Joachim begins his journey through the Amazon in a submarine, determined to recover the arrowhead and use the Moon Tears tree's power to help Germany win World War I. Because of that, Prince Joachim steers his submarine directly into Frank's path and opens fire. One of the blasts stalls the boat's engine. Thinking fast, Frank ties a rope to a nearby post, causing the boat to swing safely out of the submarine's line of fire. Then he pours a bottle of alcohol into the boiler, restarting the engine just in time. Joachim launches a torpedo to sink them, but Frank narrowly avoids it. Instead, the torpedo's wake tangles the submarine's propeller in the rope, leaving Joachim stranded. The whole fight ends up causing major damage to Nilo's docks, while Frank, Lily, and McGregor are relieved to have escaped and continue their journey. As they travel deeper into the Amazon, Lily accuses Frank of taking the wrong route. Frank insists that Lágrimas de Cristal lies ahead, but Lily trusts her map instead. She believes her shortcut will save them 2 full days. Frank warns her that the river current is extremely dangerous, but Lily convinces him to follow her route anyway. Meanwhile, Joachim is still searching for them, but without the right direction, he is forced to head another way. Later, McGregor gets hungry, so Frank tosses a dead rat into the river, attracting a swarm of piranhas. He quickly catches several of them, and the three enjoy an unusual dinner. That night, McGregor goes below deck to sleep, but Proxima suddenly scares him, sending him running back upstairs. Lily finally realizes that Proxima is Frank's pet jaguar, which also explains why the jaguar attack back in town had been staged. Feeling deceived once again, she storms off in frustration. Elsewhere, Joachim reaches a hidden cave where Agara and his cursed men have been trapped inside giant tree roots for centuries. Using 2 drops of Amazon river water, Joachim temporarily frees Agara from the curse. He promises him more water if he recovers the arrowhead. Agara agrees, and Joachim blasts open the cave, allowing Agara and his men to escape at last. Back on the river, Frank warns everyone that the current is about to become much stronger and tells them to secure anything valuable below deck. Before McGregor goes downstairs, Lily secretly hands him the arrowhead for safekeeping. Noticing the artifact, Frank quietly tells Proxima to retrieve it. The jaguar follows McGregor below, frightening him so badly that he rushes back upstairs, leaving the arrowhead hidden inside his bag. Soon the raging current pushes the boat dangerously close to a massive waterfall. Frank barely manages to steer them away from disaster. Later, while Frank and McGregor head ashore to gather firewood, Lily secretly picks the lock to Frank's cabin. Inside, she discovers dozens of old maps and realizes Frank has been searching for the Moon Tears tree for years. When Frank returns, Lily confronts him. Frank admits he once searched for the tree, but after years of failure, he eventually gave up. He shows her countless maps, proving he explored every possible location, but never found it. Lily smiles and reveals the arrowhead. That's because you never had this. Before they can continue, warriors from the Pukamachuna tribe suddenly ambush the boat. They knock Frank, Lily, and McGregor unconscious and take them back to their village. The tribal chief tells them there's only one thing he wants: the arrowhead. Lily refuses to hand it over, even after Frank and McGregor urge her to do so. Instead, she asks Frank to translate her words. She promises she'll return the arrowhead to its rightful owners, but only after finding the Moon Tears tree. She even offers to risk her own life, asking the tribe to let Frank and McGregor go free. Then, before anyone can react, Lily breaks free from her restraints and starts fighting the warriors herself. Watching the chaos, a tribeswoman named Sam sighs and says to Frank, "Next time, I'm charging you double. You said she was a sweet little explorer and her timid brother, but she's trying to take down the whole village." Frank just smiles, because the entire tribal attack was another one of his elaborate performances. Frank apologizes to Lily, explaining that he never got the chance to cancel the fake tribal act. But Lily is furious, punches him, and walks away. A tribal elder then notices the arrowhead hanging around Lily's neck. Lily asks if she can read the ancient markings. The woman agrees, and after Lily offers her hat as payment, she translates the inscription. It reveals a riddle. When the new moon's light touches the sacred tree, it will bloom once again. Where the moon sets in the west, beside the serpent that swallowed its own tail. Looking at her map, Lily spots the symbol of a snake biting its own tail. She suddenly realizes everyone has been searching the wrong place. The tree isn't at Lagrimas de Cristal, it's at La Luna Rota. Frank immediately understands she's right and asks to join her, but Lily refuses. Meanwhile, McGregor is busy teaching the tribe how to play golf. Just as Lily prepares to leave alone in a small canoe, Aguirre's cursed crew attacks the village. Frank instantly recognizes them and asks Lily for the arrowhead, but she refuses. Moments later, Aguirre himself appears, his body wrapped in living snakes. After 400 years, the arrowhead is finally mine. Lily is stunned. The legends were true. The tribe fights back, but Aguirre and his cursed companions quickly overpower them. One of Aguirre's men, a creature made entirely of vines and trees, captures Lily. Frank battles him and rescues her. At the same time, another cursed warrior made of mud tears through the village, while a third, whose body is formed from swarming bees, attacks McGregor. Lily drives the mudman back with a torch, and Frank sets him ablaze with alcohol, forcing him to fall apart. But the bee-man grabs Lily by the throat. McGregor shoots him in the head, yet it has no effect. The bee-man simply steals the arrowhead and hands it to Aguirre. A tribesman then knocks the bee-man away with McGregor's golf club, buying them a few precious seconds. Frank charges at Aguirre and manages to snatch the arrowhead back, but Aguirre stabs him straight through the chest. As Frank falls from the tree, he throws the arrowhead to Lily before plunging into the river below. Seeing no other option, Sam quickly places Lily and McGregor into a canoe hanging high in the trees and sends them crashing into the river. McGregor injures his leg during the fall. Sam warns Lily, "Aguirre only wants the arrowhead. Stay away from the river, and you'll have a chance." Lily runs, but Aguirre catches up. However, because the curse won't allow him to stray far from the river, the jungle itself drags him back before he can reach her. Later, Aguirre and his men discuss their curse. They believe the Moon Tears tree is the only thing that can finally set them free. Since they can't leave the river, Aguirre orders the bee-man to guide Prince Joachim instead. The bee-man sends a swarm of bees to lead Joachim straight to Lily. Meanwhile, Lily searches for McGregor. Instead, she finds someone she never expected, Frank, alive. Shocked, Lily asks how he survived after falling into the river. McGregor and Sam arrive moments later, equally stunned. McGregor points out that the dagger is still lodged in Frank's chest. Terrified, Lily carefully pulls it out, yet not a single drop of blood appears. Frank finally reveals the truth. His real name is Francisco, and he's over 400 years old. The revelation is so unbelievable that McGregor faints on the spot. Knowing they have no time to waste, Frank insists they keep moving. McGregor wants to come too, but Lily tells him to stay behind because of his injured leg. Meanwhile, aboard his submarine, Prince Joachim is scanning the jungle through his periscope when a swarm of bees suddenly appears, silently leading him toward Lily's location. Prince Joachim lets the swarm of bees into his submarine. The bees gather over his map, revealing the arrowhead's location. Realizing they've found Lily's trail, Joachim immediately changes course. Meanwhile, Lily stitches stitches up Frank's wound and finally asks the question that's been bothering her. Who are you, and how have you stayed alive for over 400 years? Frank reveals the truth. His real name is Francisco. His father served in the army of Aguirre's father, but died protecting him in 1556. Out of gratitude, Aguirre's father raised Francisco alongside Aguirre, and the two grew up like brothers. Years later, Aguirre's beloved daughter, Anna, became gravely ill. Desperate to save her, Aguirre vowed to find the legendary Moon Tears tree. Frank explains that they crossed the ocean and entered the Amazon together. The jungle claimed many lives, but he never stopped mapping the region in search of the tree. Lily suddenly realizes something. Frank was the mysterious cartographer who created the ancient map her father had treasured. Eventually, the guardians of the Moon Tears tree found them and healed their wounds with one of the tree's magical blossoms. Aguirre was overjoyed because he believed his daughter could finally be saved, but he refused to wait. He demanded the arrowhead from the guardians, and when they refused, he slaughtered them. As the chief's daughter escaped with the arrowhead, Frank stopped Aguirre from killing her and helped her flee. Feeling betrayed, Aguirre stabbed Frank in the chest. With his dying breath, the tribal chief cursed Aguirre and his men, binding them to the river forever. Frank explains that after the curse, Aguirre hunted him down again and again, stabbing him every time they met. Eventually, Frank trapped Aguirre and his men inside a cave, where the river couldn't reach them, leaving them imprisoned there for nearly 3 centuries. That was why they had become such horrifying creatures. Lily then asks what Frank did all those years. Frank smiles and says he built a town, made friends, lost many of them, and spent centuries searching for the Moon Tears tree. Since the curse kept him close to the river, he eventually became a riverboat captain. Whenever he found an injured animal, he'd take care of it, and every one of them was named Proxima. Meanwhile, Sam and McGregor are drifting down the river in a small canoe when Joachim's submarine suddenly appears. Sam dives into the water and escapes, but McGregor is captured. Joachim threatens to destroy the Puka Machuna village unless McGregor tells him where Lily is. To save the tribe, McGregor reluctantly gives away her location. Elsewhere, Lily asks Frank what he'll do once they find the Moon Tears tree. Frank answers simply, "Break my curse." Soon they arrive at La Luna Roa. Frank dives underwater and discovers a hidden entrance, but the passage is too narrow for him to get through alone. So he takes Lily underwater with him. Although she's terrified, Frank convinces her to keep going. As Lily tries to open an ancient stone door, she accidentally triggers a trap and becomes stuck. Running out of air, Frank shares his breath with her, giving her just enough time to unlock the mechanism. The door opens. The chamber begins draining all the water, and Lily loses consciousness. Frank quickly frees her from the trap and carries her back to the boat. Moments later, she wakes up just as the hidden chamber is completely revealed. But before they can celebrate, Prince Joachim's submarine emerges right in front of them. Joachim captures both Frank and Lily, then forces them aboard Frank's boat and heads straight toward the legendary Moon Tears tree. Meanwhile, they finally reach the legendary Moon Tears tree, but it's completely withered. Frank tells Prince Joachim that he knows how to make the tree bloom again. In return, he demands that Lily and McGregor be released and that he be given one of the magical blossoms. Joachim agrees, but Frank can't restore the tree alone, so Lily is brought in to help. She agrees, but only if she also receives one blossom. Joachim refuses, saying there's only one. He then asks Frank, "Would you give Lily your blossom?" Frank calmly replies, "Only if she kills me first." It sounds shocking, but it was all part of their plan. Using the arrowhead and the crystal hidden inside it, Frank and Lily reactivate the Moon Tears tree. As the ancient mechanism awakens, the tree bursts back to life, covered in glowing blossoms. To fool Joachim, Lily shoots Frank in the chest, sending him overboard. While everyone believes Frank is dead, he secretly sneaks onto the boat and frees McGregor. When Joachim realizes they've tricked him, he opens fire on Lily. Lily climbs to the top of the tree, racing to reach a blossom before the last light of the new moon disappears. As the moon moves away, the tree begins withering once again. At the very last second, Lily manages to pick a single blossom, but the branch snaps beneath her, leaving her hanging over the cliff. Joachim reaches her and demands the blossom. Instead, Lily throws it down to Frank. Just then, Aguirre and his cursed crew arrive. Frank catches the blossom, hands it to McGregor, and sends him away with Proxima to keep it safe. Meanwhile, Frank stays behind to face Aguirre alone. At the same time, Joachim goes after Lily and McGregor. McGregor punches him, knocking him backward. Joachim crashes into a cliff, and a massive boulder falls on top of him, killing him instantly. On the boat, Aguirre stabs Frank once again, desperately searching for the blossom, but it's already gone. Frank deliberately crashes the boat into the canyon wall. The impact redirects the river, leaving Aguirre and his cursed men stranded away from the water. As the river disappears, the jungle's curse curse takes hold once more, trapping them forever inside the stone and vines. Lily quickly gives the precious blossom to Frank. The magic finally breaks his 400-year-old curse, making him human again. Moments later, another blossom blooms on the Moon Tears tree, allowing them to take it back with them. Sometime later, Frank gives his old riverboat to Nilo. McGregor proudly tells everyone that the Moon Tears tree was real and that Lily's discovery changed history. He also jokes that Lily asked him to decline the historian's invitation on her behalf because she had no interest in their approval anymore. In the final scene, Lily is now a respected professor, while Frank begins a brand new life. As Lily teaches him how to drive a motor car through the streets of London, the two smile at each other. Sometimes, the greatest treasure isn't what you find, it's who you choose to protect. Please subscribe, share it with a friend, and I'll see you in the next adventure.